Hey guys, it's Jenny. Welcome back to the Crafting Bookworm. So today I have a review for you. Okay, welcome back everyone. Welcome to my new subscribers. Thanks to all of you for your continued support. Whether you're here for crafts or books, I appreciate each and every one of you so much. So I have a review for you as promised in my wrap-up, and this one is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. And just let me start by saying this was one of the most wholesome romance books that I have read in a long time. Besides Lucky Leap Day, that one was also fantastic. I've not read Abby Jimenez until I read this book, and I only picked this book up because my friend Bobby over at Paginator Reads and Journals had mentioned it in one of her videos and realized I have that book. This is when I was still with Book of the Month, which I have long since ended that subscription because I have a whole shelf of these books that I've just not read yet. So I just needed to stop that and let me catch up, and I can always go back to Book of the Month. It is really a very good book subscription. So anyway, back to the book. In this book we're following Alexis, and Alexis is from a high rich society, and she is a doctor. Her brother is a doctor, but brother is the golden child because he went into the medicine that her father wanted him to go into, and she just went into emergency medicine. So he looked down on her for that and didn't give her the praise she needed. And you know, you go to the ER, those doctors do work really hard, and that was her choice, so she went with it. And her father is just not cool with it, and her mom doesn't ever step in to help, and so that really bothers Abby a lot. Alexis just had a pretty bad breakup, and her ex is also in medicine, high up in medicine, but he's really not that nice of a guy. He mentally and emotionally abused her and just saying horrible things, you know, and things that you know aren't true, but you suddenly start believing they are true. And she broke that off. They had also purchased a house together, and he moved out, but then he comes up with the idea, well, I helped buy this house too. I'm moving back in. There's nothing you can do for it. So it was kind of a fight for who was going to get the house. So that was another element in the story. A lot of things that Alexis had to go through. One day she was traveling back home, and I think was it Wakan? W-A-K-A-N? It's a very small town that she was going through, and she avoided, I think in my wrap-up I said a squirrel, but it was actually a raccoon. She swerved a car to avoid the raccoon, went down into the embankment. Of course, she couldn't drive out of that because it was, you know, kind of steep, you know, to be able to drive your car out of that, so she calls a tow truck. Somebody comes by, not the person that was supposed to, because the man that came by said, well, he's down at the VFW drinking it up right now, so it might be a while. So this man, you don't know who he is at the time, but it is Daniel. He tows her out, okay? And she's very thankful for that, and so she knows she's got another 45-minute drive before she can stop anywhere to get something to eat. So she decides to go into the town and go to the VFW to get a bite to eat. She's very out of place there because, you know, this is a small town. You got farmers and, you know, just little tiny small businesses. There's no, you know, big places to eat, or there's no medicine there. There's a pharmacist, but there's no like hospital or emergency care or anything like that. So she decides to go in there. She's dressed really nice, and I mean, the first couple pages, I'm not going to tell you what it was. I was laughing because it just was like one of those things, go figure that this is going to happen to her. And anyway, so she's in the VFW, and Daniel's there with some of his friends. One of them who was supposed to be the tow truck driver. And they're making a bet with Daniel, saying, "I'll give you $100," which does not come easy to these people. He goes, "If you can take her home, if you get her to leave here with you, you get the $100." And Daniel's like, "I'm not in on this," which really made me happy, because in a lot of those books, and these people take the bets, and then they start getting feelings, and then it comes out in the open later, and yeah. So he did not do that. He backed away from it, but he did go talk to her, and he did warn her that these gentlemen were taking bets for who could, leave with her. And they ended up actually leaving together, and having really good conversation. And Alexis does what she's never ever done in her life, and she set herself up for a one night stand. She ends up leaving like 4 o'clock in the morning. So Daniel's thinking, "Oh my goodness, what did I do? Did I chase her off?" And that sort of thing. It does, come to the point where she does come back to the small town, and she does see Daniel again, and the story just goes from there. And the title of it, Part of Your World, is because, their worlds clash. Daniel will never fit in with her family because her father only wants her to be with her ex, and he would be pushed aside and ridiculed and all that stuff. And Alexis doesn't want that for him, so she keeps telling him from the start, this cannot be a big relationship. We cannot be boyfriend and girlfriend. We can't do all of these things. But she never really explained the reason, because she knows how her family is. And here Daniel's thinking, "Oh, well, maybe it's just because I'm not good enough, but I really want to be able to spend time with her." And he does fight, to have that time and such. So she never did explain that to her. Now, the wrap-up was beautiful. The whole story was just amazing to me. And I totally recommend this to anybody who loves good, wholesome romance. Now, there are sexy times, but not like you would, like some of these books that you read. There's no detail. It's not in-depth, and it doesn't happen every other chapter. So I'm just going to put that out there right now, because a lot of romances you pick up right now, that's exactly what they are. And this one wasn't, and that's the reason why I appreciate it so much. I did rate this book 5 stars because the plot was amazing. The settings were also done amazingly well. The characters are just stunning. You got plenty of them that you want to love, and those that you love to hate. So there's a lot of that in here, a lot of story to go through. Like I said, it's a great plot. And I think you guys who like romance and like those wholesome romances will love this one. I'm actually going to be picking up Yours Truly, which is the second book to this, but it covers Alexis's best friend, Bree. And I'm really excited to read that because I love Bree in this book. She's fantastic. She's the one that kind of keeps Alexis grounded. So I really love her character. I loved all the characters, whether they're mean and hateful or they're just lovable and cuddly. I loved all the characters in this because, you like to have a villain and you like to be able to not like him. Is it just me? But I feel like a lot of people even want their villains to be great and built to fit that bar of antagonist. So, yeah. This is fantastic, you guys, and I implore you to read this one if you're a romance lover. I've been reading a lot of thriller and a lot of romance. I know those two don't quite go together, but that's what's been my genre like lately. So, yeah, pick this one up. 5 stars, fantastic. Her writing is so fluid. I think you're really going to enjoy everything about this book. Yes, so there you go. That is my review of Part of Your World, and it was so well done. I could pick it up and read it all over again. It was fantastic. So if you have read this book, please let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts were of, the plot, the setting, the characters. Just let me know all that stuff in the comments. Amazingly wonderful is all I can say about this book. So there you have it. Try it out. Let me know what you think. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.